Internal note, deleting audio files for episode 40 as per user protocol. Deletion confirmed. Internal note, ready to record episode 42. Microphone levels peaked and adjusted. Let's do this.
Hello, champions. Welcome to episode 42.
I am the champion. I am faster than an Olympic athlete.
Really, faster than an Olympic athlete. We will see about that.
Oh, absolutely. I woke up this morning and I felt this massive surge of power. I looked at my coffee machine and I thought, well, I can brew coffee faster than you. I looked at the traffic on the street outside and I honestly thought I can run faster than those cars. I am completely in the zone today.
You are certainly in a zone, whether it is the winning zone or the delusional zone remains to be seen. But I do love the energy because today, that exact energy is what we need for our deep dive.
Because today is about winning.
Today is about the language of winning, the language of losing, and the really complex machinery of comparison. We are doing a comprehensive deep dive into the mechanics of how we rank the world around us. Ranking the world. I like the sound of that. Putting things in their proper place. Usually, with me right at the top.
Naturally. But if you think about it, from the moment we wake up, our brains they're constantly comparing things. We don't just see a building. We see a building that is taller than the one next to it. We don't just drink a cup of coffee. We instantly judge if it is hotter or stronger than the cup we had yesterday.
That is so true. I mean, if my coffee is weaker than yesterday's coffee, my whole morning is basically ruined. It is a comparative tragedy.
Exactly. Comparison is how we make sense of quality, of value, and even danger. And the English language, being the wonderfully chaotic system that it is, has developed two very specific, very mathematical systems to handle these comparisons. We have the comparative for when two things face off, and the superlative for when one single thing stands alone at the very peak.
The peak, the top of the mountain. That is exactly where I live. But before we get into the heavy grammar, you mentioned a specific mission for today.
I did, yes. Our mission today is to move beyond just the basic textbook rules, though we will absolutely cover those and really understand the nuance of the language. We want to understand why we say more beautiful instead of beautiful or. We want to solve the strange mystery of further versus farther. And perhaps most importantly, we are going to expose the most common spelling mistake that even native English speakers make all the time.
Oh, the one that always drives you completely crazy.
The exact one that keeps me up at night. The than versus then debacle. We will get there, I promise. But first, I really want to set the pace for today's deep dive. You are vibrating with all this competitive energy, but for this explanation, we need to be incredibly precise.
Precise. Like a surgeon.
Yeah.
Or a sniper.
Like a linguist. We are going to speak slowly and clearly. We are aiming for that perfect B1 level of clarity. Our listeners are here as the third person in this conversation to absorb every single syllable we say. So can you channel that champion energy into champion articulation?
I can definitely do that. I can be the clearest speaker in the entire history of audio broadcasting. I will enunciate every single vowel for you.
That is the spirit I'm looking for. So let's begin with segment 1, the vocabulary of champions.
I am ready. Lay the vocabulary terms on me.
To really understand the grammar of comparison, we first have to understand the underlying psychology of the competition.
Competition. A contest. A battle of wills. Two enter, one leaves.
Well, ideally both leave, but only one leaves with the trophy. A competition is essentially any event where entities strive to gain the exact same objective. It implies a rivalry. And in any competition, you have a binary outcome. You have the win and you have the lose.
I am intimately familiar with the first concept. To win, it means to be victorious. To achieve the desired result and crush your enemies.
Precisely. And to lose.
I have heard of this concept in theory. Ideally, it is something that only happens to other people.
A loser is simply the participant who does not achieve victory. But here is where the language gets really interesting for our listeners. In English, how you behave after the result is just as important as the result itself. This brings us to two specific personality types we need to define. The first is the person who wins, but wins badly.
Winning badly. How can you possibly win badly? A win is a win, isn't it?
Not socially, no. If you win a game and then you spend the next hour talking loudly about how amazing you are, how incredibly easy it was, and how everyone else in the room is just terrible, you are bragging.
Bragging. To show off.
Yes, to show off or to brag. It means to talk far too proudly about your own abilities, something you own or something you have done.
Like when I said I am faster than an Olympic athlete earlier.
That is a perfect textbook definition of bragging. It implies a certain level of arrogance. It is not just stating a simple fact. It is stating a fact specifically to make yourself look bigger and to make others look smaller.
But what if it is just a display of extreme confidence?
There is a very fine line there. True confidence is usually silent. Bragging is loud and demanding. But let's look at the other side of the coin. The person who loses, but loses badly, the sore loser.
A sore loser. This is a really great English idiom. The word sore usually means painful, right? Like a sore throat when you're sick, or sore muscles after a workout.
Exactly right. But in this idiom, it refers to the emotional pain of a bruised ego. A sore loser is someone who absolutely does not accept defeat gracefully. They get visibly angry. They might refuse to shake hands. And most importantly, they make endless excuses.
Excuses? Like what kind of excuses?
They blame external factors for their failure. They never just say, "You are better than me today." Instead, they say, "The game was rigged" or "The referee was blind."
I despise that kind of behavior. A true champion should just accept reality.
Oh, is that so? You are a perfect model of sportsmanship, are you?
I am the absolute pinnacle of sportsmanship. If I ever lost an event, but if I did, I would just smile warmly and say, "Good game."
I do not believe you for 1 second.
Test me then.
Okay, let's do a simulation right here in the studio. A very quick round of rock, paper, scissors, best of one, winner takes all. Are you ready?
You want to challenge me to the ancient duel of hands? You are on. I have studied the deep psychology of rock, paper, scissors for years. I know exactly what you're going to throw before you even know it yourself.
We shall see about that. Get your hand ready on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Rock.
Paper.
Oh, come on.
Paper covers rock. I win the game.
Wait.
I am waiting.
That was just a practice round, obviously.
No, I explicitly said best of one. That was the official round. I won.
That is completely unfair. The sun was right in my eyes.
We are in a windowless recording studio. There is absolutely no sun in here.
It was the studio overhead lights. They flickered. It threw off my internal timing. And my shoes. My shoes are entirely too tight today.
Your shoes. We are playing a hand game.
Yes, my shoes. The severe constriction of my feet stopped the vital blood flow to my fingers. I couldn't form the scissors symbol in time. I was definitely going to throw scissors, but my tight shoes forced my hand into the shape of a rock. It's a massive conspiracy against me.
Stop being a sore loser.
I demand an immediate rematch. I demand a full independent investigation into this studio's lighting system.
Hand scene. We can drop the act now.
Phew. How was that? Was that a convincing performance of a sore loser?
It was terrifyingly accurate, actually. You really captured the wild desperation perfectly. That is exactly what we were talking about. The sun was in my eyes. My shoes are too tight. These are the classic desperate cries of the sore loser.
It is funny because when you hear it said out loud, it sounds completely ridiculous. But in the actual moment, when you unexpectedly lose, your brain really does scramble to find any possible reason why it wasn't your own fault.
It's a natural human defense mechanism to protect the ego. But in the world of true champions, we just accept the loss, we learn from it, and we move on. So, now that we have established the proper attitude, meaning no bragging and no sore losing, we need to build the actual sentences to describe these wins and losses.
They need the grammatical bricks and mortar.
Exactly. Let's smoothly transition to segment 2, the grammar focus on the comparative.
The comparative, A versus B, the classic duel.
Correct. For you listening, the comparative is used strictly when we are comparing exactly 2 separate things. Not 3 things, not a whole group of things, just 2.
Like you versus me.
Or a Ferrari versus a Lamborghini.
Or summer versus winter.
Precisely. Now, English has evolved over centuries from 2 very different language families, the Germanic family and the Latin or French family. Because of this complex history, we actually have 2 completely different ways to form the comparative, and it all depends on the physical length of the adjective.
The length of the word itself dictates the grammar rule we use.
Yes. Rule number 1 applies to short words. These are usually 1-syllable words. They are often old, strong English words. Fast, slow, big, small.
Strong. Weak.
For these short words, the formula is ancient and very simple. You just add the suffix er to the end of the word, and then you must follow it with the word than.
So the suffix er plus the word then.
Let's practice this so it's perfectly clear. Take the short word fast.
I am faster than a turtle.
Correct. You do not say, I am more fast. That just sounds very clunky and wrong to a native ear. Faster flows much better. How about the word tall?
You are taller than me.
Again, correct. Now, we have to pause for a very important spelling check. Speaking it is easy, but this is where writing the comparative gets tricky for a lot of learners.
You mean the double consonant rule. I remember struggling with this in school.
It is sometimes called the sandwich rule. Let's look closely at the word big, spelled B-I-G. You have a single vowel, the letter I, sandwiched right between two consonants, the B and the G.
A consonant sandwich. Delicious.
When you have this specific CVC pattern consonant, vowel, consonant in a short word, you must double that final consonant before you add the ER suffix. So the word big becomes bigger, spelled B-I-G-G-E-R.
Two G's.
Yes. Let's try hot. H-O-T, consonant, vowel, consonant.
That becomes hotter. Spelled H-O-T-T-E-R. Two T's.
How about thin? T-H-I-N.
Thinner. Spelled with two N's.
Perfect. We do this to preserve the short vowel sound of the word. If we didn't double that letter, bigger might look like bigger, which would rhyme with tiger. And that changes the word completely.
That tiger is bigger than the lion. No, you are right. That sounds completely wrong. We need that double letter to keep the punchy sound.
Exactly. So that is rule 1. Short words get the ER suffix. Now we move to rule 2. Long words.
Meaning words with 2 syllables or more?
Generally, yes. Words that feel a bit more weighty or formal, beautiful, intelligent, expensive, comfortable.
These words are already quite long. If we added an ER to the end, they would be massive.
Exactly the point. Beautifuler is 4 syllables long. It's a clumsy tongue twister. And English speakers generally hate tongue twisters in fast daily conversation. So, for these long words, we do not change the adjective itself at all. We leave the word completely alone. Instead, we add a helper word right before it.
And that helper word is more.
Yes. More plus the long adjective plus than.
So if I use the word expensive, I would say, my new phone is more expensive than yours.
Correct. Or with beautiful, this painting is more beautiful than that one.
Or I am more intelligent than the studio computer.
Highly debatable, but structurally and grammatically correct. Now, there is a gray area here that catches people off guard. A trap, if you will.
I knew it. English always has a trap waiting for us.
What do we do about 2-syllable words that happen to end in the letter Y? Words like happy, funny, or easy.
Well, happy has 2 syllables. Happy. So following the long word rule, it should be more happy.
No, this is the major exception. If a 2-syllable word ends in a Y, that Y is considered unstable in English spelling. It transforms. The Y turns into an I, and then we add the ER suffix, just like a short word.
Oh, I see. So happy becomes happier, spelled H-A-P-P-I-E-R.
Yes. Funny becomes funnier. Easy becomes easier.
Learning English grammar is easier than learning quantum physics.
Exactly right. So to recap for you listening, 1 syllable, add ER. 2 syllables ending in Y. Change the Y to an I and add ER. 2 or more syllables ending in any other letter. Use the word more in front of it.
Got it. This system makes sense. But earlier, you mentioned a deep dive detail about the word than, the spelling mistake that native speakers make.
Yes, I did. This is arguably the most critical part of this entire segment. If you are listening, please pay very close attention to this. I want to talk deeply about than versus then.
They sound almost absolutely identical when spoken naturally. Than. In fast conversational speech, they just blur together into a generic thun sound.
They do, which is exactly why people mix them up in written emails and text messages constantly. But they mean 2 completely different things. Mixing them up can accidentally change the entire reality of your sentence.
Okay, let's break them down slowly so we never make this mistake.
Let's start with then. It is spelled T-H-A-N with the letter A.
A for, apple.
No, think of it as A for comparison.
That is a brilliant memory trick. T-H-A-N is for comparison.
Exactly. Whenever you are comparing 2 things, you must use then with an A. Bigger than, more expensive than, rather than.
Okay, that is firmly locked in my brain. And the other one?
The other one is then N, spelled T-H-E-N with the letter E.
E for, elephant.
No. Think of E for time, or E for the end, or E for N-E-X-T, next.
E for next. I really like that one. So then with an E is all about sequence and time.
Yes. I went to the grocery store, then I went home. First one action, then the next action, time sequence.
Let's imagine a real-world scenario where mixing these 2 up goes horribly wrong.
Yeah. Okay, imagine you are writing a very important email to your boss at work. You are trying to show dedication. You want to say, I would rather work late than be fired.
Which means I prefer the option of working late over the option of losing my job. A very smart, logical comparison.
But if you are typing too fast and you make that common spelling mistake, you type an E instead of an A, your email now says, I would rather work late than be fired.
Oh, no. Oh, that is terrible. That literally means, first, I would like to do some late work, and afterwards, as the next step in the sequence, please fire me from my job.
Exactly. You are quite literally asking your boss to terminate your employment right after your shift ends.
That is a completely disastrous typo.
Or imagine sending a romantic text message to your partner. You type, I love you more than pizza, using the A.
A very high compliment. A solid comparison using the letter A.
But if you spell it with an E, I love you more than pizza.
That sounds like I love you right now, and next I am going to love pizza. Or maybe I love you more at that specific time. It completely ruins the romance.
It is confusing, and it ruins the sentiment entirely. So the rule is absolute. Comparison uses the A. Time and sequence use the E.
I will genuinely never forget this. A for comparison, E for next.
Good. Because now that we have fully mastered comparing just two things, we need to escalate the situation. What happens when we are not just looking at A versus B? What happens when we are looking for the ultimate champion of an entire group?
The king of the hill. The apex predator of the adjectives.
This brings us to segment 3, our grammar focus on the superlative.
The superlative. Even the word itself sounds incredibly powerful and top tier.
The superlative represents the extreme limit of equality. It is used to compare one single thing against a group of 3 or more things, or even against the entire universe.
Like saying, I am the fastest runner in the entire universe. That is a superlative.
It is indeed. Now, before we look at the specific endings we use, there is a golden rule for all superlatives. It acts as a strict gatekeeper. You simply cannot form a grammatical superlative without this one specific word.
Is the word the.
It is the definite article, the.
Why is the word the so vitally important here?
Because a superlative always identifies a highly unique singular position. There can be many fast runners in a race. There can be several faster runners in the front pack. But mathematically and physically, there is only one fastest runner. It is a specific, unique entity. Therefore, we absolutely need the definite article, the.
Oh, I cannot just walk around saying, I am fastest.
No, you cannot. It sounds like you are missing a word, almost like a child speaking. I am fastest. No, you must say, I am the fastest.
Got it. Always use the he. Now, what about the suffixes? Do they change?
The system beautifully mirrors the comparative system we just learned. Do you remember what short words took in the comparative?
Yes, short words took the er suffix.
Right. In the superlative, short words take the suffix est.
So the short word fast becomes the fastest.
And tall becomes the tallest.
Rich becomes the richest.
And all those tricky spelling rules we just discussed still apply perfectly here. The word big becomes the biggest, still spelled with those 2 G's in the middle.
And hot becomes the hottest with 2 T's.
Correct. Now let's look at the long words, the heavy ones, like beautiful and intelligent.
We'll use the helper word more for the comparative. So for the superlative, do we use a different helper word? Do we use most?
We use the most, always with the.
The most.
Exactly. She's the most beautiful person in the room.
This is the most expensive car in the world.
This is the most interesting deep dive I have ever listened to.
Naturally. And we never, ever say beautifulest, right?
We never. Beautifulest is not a word. It sounds like a toddler who is just learning how to put sounds together. It is always the most beautiful.
So the entire system is actually very logical once you see the pattern. Short words use ER and EST. Long words use more and most.
That is the grammatical matrix. If you can remember that simple grid, you can accurately compare literally anything in the universe.
I feel incredibly powerful right now. I feel like I finally have the exact linguistic tools to describe my own greatness with pure mathematical precision.
Well, that is very convenient timing, because it is time to put that supposed greatness to the ultimate test.
A test, like a written grammar quiz.
No, not a written test, a practical field test. We are moving into segment 4, story time, but today the story is live action.
Oh, I see the studio lights changing colors. Wait, are we in a giant sports stadium right now?
Welcome to the big competition. I want you to put on your heavy sports commentator headphones right now. We are going to call the live play-by-play action of the Ultimate Athletic Showdown, me versus you.
Oh, I love this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Olympic Stadium. The crowd of 80,000 people is absolutely roaring. The atmosphere in here is completely electric. Today, we have a clash of titans.
That is right. It is a beautiful sunny day for a fierce battle. Our two elite athletes are currently warming up on the field. Let's look at the stats on the male competitor. He looks strong. He looks incredibly focused.
He certainly does look focused. He is strutting confidently around the red clay track. He suddenly grabs a microphone from a reporter and shouts to the massive crowd, "I am faster than the wind. I am the fastest man alive."
That is some truly serious bragging, folks. Let's see if they can back it up. Here we go. Event number 1 is the 100-meter sprint. The athletes are in their blocks. The starting gun goes off.
They physically explode off the starting line. The male competitor is violently pumping his arms. He is fast. He is an absolute blur of forward motion.
But wait, look over in lane 2. The female competitor is gaining on him. Her running stride is noticeably longer. She is accelerating at an impossible rate.
No, it simply cannot be. She is faster. She is cleanly pulling ahead of him.
And she crosses the finish line. Unbelievable scenes here. She takes the gold medal.
It seems the female athlete was the fastest runner on the track today. But let's remind the crowd that that was just a physical warm-up. Moving swiftly on to event number 2.
The thinking event. The ultimate puzzle challenge. A giant, heavy Rubik's Cube has just been placed right in the dead center of the arena.
The male competitor slowly approaches the cube. He taps his temple knowingly. He loudly declares to the camera, "I am smarter than Albert Einstein. This colorful cube is mere child's play for a brain like mine."
He starts spinning the sides of the cube wildly. He is clearly just using brute force and hoping for the best. He is heavily sweating, folks. He looks deeply confused. Oh my, he is actually trying to peel the colored stickers off the plastic.
Hey, that is a perfectly valid problem-solving strategy under extreme pressure. But, oh, just look at his opponent. She is sitting perfectly calmly in a lotus position. She is calculating the mathematical permutation.
Click, click, click. And she is done. She completely solves the complex puzzle cube in precisely 10 seconds.
I simply do not believe my eyes. She solved it the fastest out of anyone in history. She is clearly the most intelligent competitor in this specific puzzle round.
The score is now 2-0. The male athlete absolutely needs a big win right here to save his dignity on international television.
And here comes the final event. The one event he has been secretly training for his entire adult life. Event number 3 is competitive eating.
A team of waiters is rolling out carts heavily loaded with food. It is pizza. Giant deep dish, extra cheese, incredibly greasy pepperoni pizzas.
The competitor's eyes light up with pure joy. He aggressively loosens his leather belt. He announces to the stunned stadium, "I have the biggest appetite in the entire world. I am a living, breathing, human vacuum cleaner."
The referee's whistle blows. He is diving headfirst into the hot cheese. He is not even chewing his food. He is simply inhaling entire triangular slices.
1 slice down. 2 slices, 5 slices. He is a biological machine. He is eating more quickly than any human being I have ever witnessed in my career.
And his opponent is, well, she's eating a small garden salad. She is taking very polite small bites. She is quietly sipping some sparkling water with lemon.
He finishes the entire giant pizza. All 10 massive slices are gone. He violently slams the empty cardboard box down on the table. He wins the final event.
It is officially confirmed by the judges. He is the best eater in the stadium today. The crowd is going absolutely wild.
Yes. Sweet, greasy victory. I knew it all along. I am the ultimate champion of the world.
What an astonishing performance. Let's quickly go down to the field level for an exclusive post-game interview. So, you just consumed an entire family-sized pizza in under 30 seconds. You are the clear winner of this event. How are you feeling right now?
Oh boy. I feel very powerful. Excuse me for 1 second.
You look a little bit green in the face, champion. Are you all right?
I strongly think that eating that much cheese was a severe tactical mistake. My stomach, it is loudly rumbling like an active volcano right now.
Is it a bad stomach ache?
It is not just bad. It is, oh no, it is the worst stomach ache of my entire life. I urgently need to lie down on the grass.
And there you have it, folks. The glorious thrill of victory, followed immediately by the severe nausea of defeat. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, that was intense.
Yeah.
I am taking the commentator headphones off now.
You can probably stop clutching your stomach now, too. The simulation is over.
Actually, I have to confess that acting was drawn from a very painful real-life memory. I genuinely once ate a whole large pizza by myself in college, and I regretted it instantly. The pain was real.
It definitely showed in the raw emotion of your performance. But stepping back from the pizza trauma for a second, did you happen to catch the heavy grammar bombs we were dropping throughout that entire story?
We were firing them off left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Faster, the
Yep.
fastest, smarter, the most intelligent. We used all the rules we just discussed.
We did. But then right at the very end of the story, we had some unexpected grammatical turbulence. You proudly said you were the best eater, and then you complained that you had the worst stomachache.
Yeah, I did say that. Wait a minute. The rule we just learned is to add EST to short words.
And you
Why didn't I say I was the goodest eater or that I had the baddest stomachache?
Because, my dear champion, the English language absolutely loves to break its own established rules just to keep us on our toes. This brings us perfectly to segment 5, irregular forms.
Ah, the rebels of the dictionary.
Exactly. There are 3 major, highly common adjectives that completely defy the system we just built. They absolutely do not use ER, EST, more, or most. They completely shapeshift into new words. You just have to memorize them through practice.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me with the very first rebel.
The first adjective is the word good.
Good. A very basic, everyday word.
If I want to compare 2 good things, I absolutely do not say gooder. Gooder is simply not a valid English word. Using it immediately marks you as a beginner learner.
So what is the correct comparative form of good?
It changes to better.
Better. Okay, so I would say this hot pizza is better than that cold salad.
Correct. And what about the superlative? The absolute top level of good. The best. As in, I am the best. Yes,
Yeah.
so the progression is good, then better than the best.
Okay, that makes sense. What is the exact opposite of good? Bad.
Yes, bad. And just like good, we absolutely do not say badder in standard English.
Wait, hold on. Michael Jackson definitely had a very famous song where he's saying, I'm bad, you know it, and people definitely say he's the baddest guy in town.
That is a very important cultural distinction. In pop culture, in music lyrics, and in street slang, the word bad can actually mean cool or tough. And in that very specific slang context, badder and the baddest do exist. But in standard grammatical formal English, the kind of English you desperately need for a university exam or a professional job interview, badder, is strictly incorrect. The true comparative form is worse.
Worse, spelled W-O-R-S-E. So I would say my headache right now is worse than yours.
Exactly. And the superlative form.
The worst. This is the worst day ever.
Spot on. So the progression is bad, then worse, then the worst.
Okay, I have those memorized. Good, better, best, bad, worse, worst. Is there a third rebel word?
There is indeed the word far, referring to physical or abstract distance.
Far.
We generally do not say fair. Instead, we say further or farther.
Wait, there are 2 different options for the comparative, further and farther.
Yes, there are. And this is a really fascinating deep dive nuance that even native speakers debate. Traditionally, there is a slight but important difference in meaning between the two. Farther, spelled with an A, F-A-R-T-H-E-R, is traditionally used for literal physical distance.
Physical distance, like
Yeah.
measuring miles on a highway. So I would say Paris is farther than London from here.
Exactly. You can literally measure that distance with a ruler on a map. But further, spelled with a U-F-U-R-T-H-E-R, is often used for abstract distance or a degree of depth.
Abstract distance, what does that mean in practice? Like, we need to discuss this problem further.
Precisely. You aren't measuring the physical distance of the discussion in meters or miles.
Hmm.
You mean you want to discuss it more deeply or to a greater extent.
That is a very cool, very subtle distinction. Farther for physical miles, further for abstract thoughts and actions.
In modern casual English, people often use them interchangeably without thinking, but knowing the exact difference makes you sound incredibly sophisticated and precise.
And what about the superlative form of far?
Following the same pattern, it becomes the farthest or the furthest. For example, Neptune is the farthest planet in our solar system.
Okay, good, bad, and far. Those are the 3 rule breakers. I have securely filed them away in my brain's grammar folder.
You had better keep them very handy because we're not quite done yet. We have one final intense challenge for you today.
Another challenge. I am still mentally and physically recovering from that imaginary pizza eating contest.
This one is a purely mental challenge. It is time for segment 6, which we are calling the bragging game.
Oh, bragging. I was literally born for this segment. Is this where I finally get to redeem my character?
It is a chance for redemption, yes. Here is exactly how it works. It is a ping-pong style dialogue. Very fast-paced. You're going to start a sentence with a basic adjective to brag about something you own or something you do.
Okay, I start with a basic brag.
Then I am going to immediately top you. I am going to use either the comparative or the superlative form to completely shut your brag down. The goal is to show you that no matter how good you think you are, there is always someone out there who is better.
That sounds incredibly humbling, but I accept the challenge. I am ready.
Are you sure?
I am the readiest.
Well, that actually works grammatically, even if it sounds a bit strange. Okay, let's begin. Round one. The topic is size. Go.
My new house is big.
That is cute. My house is bigger. In fact, it is the biggest house in the entire city. It is so big, it actually has its own independent postal zip code.
Okay, wow, very aggressive start. Round two. The topic is money. My sports car is very expensive.
Please, my sports car is significantly more expensive. In fact, it is the most expensive car in the world. The steering wheel alone is made of solid 24-karat gold.
Solid gold. That sounds incredibly heavy and highly dangerous in a car crash, but okay, you win that round. Let's move to round three. The topic is skill. And watch out, because I'm using an irregular form. I am a very good deep dive host.
You are okay, but I am a much better host. In fact, I am the best host. I actually have a Grammy Award for my audio broadcasting skills.
Wait, do they actually hand out Grammy Awards for audio deep dives?
In my vivid imagination, yes, they absolutely do.
Wow, you are completely ruthless today. You're just methodically crushing my competitive spirit with perfect grammar.
I am just effectively teaching the rules of comparison.
Yeah.
It is tough love, my friend.
Okay, let's do the final round. Round four, the twist. Actually, you know what? This isn't a game anymore. I really, truly do not feel well at all. My headache is extremely bad right now.
Oh, is it really? Well, my headache is much worse because I have been forced to listen to your terrible excuses all day long.
Hey, that is genuinely mean. I am a sick, defeated man right now.
I'm joking. I'm completely joking. You are a fantastic co-host, even if you act like a sore loser sometimes.
I am definitely not a sore loser. That imaginary pizza contest was clearly rigged from the start. The crust was entirely too doughy. It slowed my jaw down.
And there he goes again with the excuses.
Just kidding, just kidding. I gracefully accept my defeat. You truly are the queen of grammar. You are the most talented host in the studio today.
Thank you. That is very big of you to say. See? You are finally learning true sportsmanship.
I try my hardest. I genuinely try to be better every single day.
And honestly, that is all anyone can ask for. Thank you so much to you, our listener, for joining us on this extensive linguistic journey today. We have really covered a massive amount of ground.
We really have. We started by looking deeply at the psychology of competition, exploring the fine line between healthy confidence and toxic bragging.
We mathematically mastered the comparative system, adding ER plus then for those punchy short words, and using more plus then for the longer, heavier words.
We clearly illuminate that incredibly deadly spelling trap that catches everyone. Than with an A is strictly for comparison. Then with an E is strictly for time and sequence.
We successfully climbed to the absolute peak with the superlative, remembering to always use the word the, adding EST for short words and using the most for long words.
And finally, we met the rebellious irregulars. Good becomes better than the best. Bad becomes worse than the worst. And far becomes further or farther than the farthest.
So after absorbing all of these rules, what does this actually mean for you, the listener, as you go about your day?
It means you now have the grammatical power to properly organize and rank your entire world.
Exactly. I want to leave you with a final thought to explore on your own. When you finish listening to this, look around your immediate environment. Don't just passively see the objects around you. Actively compare them in your mind. Ask yourself, which building outside is taller? Which chair in this room is more comfortable? Who is actually the loudest person working in your office?
And turn that lens inward, too. Look at yourself. Are you faster today than you were yesterday? Are you perhaps a little bit smarter after listening to this?
That's a beautiful point. Comparison doesn't always have to be about ruthlessly beating other people. It can be a powerful tool for improving yourself.
Yeah.
Strive to be better than your past self.
That is genuinely profound.
I do have my moments of wisdom.
Before we completely sign off, do you happen to have any actual medicine in the studio for a severe stomachache?
I might have something in my bag. Is it genuinely the worst stomachache you've ever experienced?
Yes. It is, without a doubt, the worst. I think I might need an ambulance, or maybe just a very long nap under the desk.
Well, maybe next time you shouldn't try to break the world record for imaginary pizza eating.
Lesson truly learned. Next time, I will stick strictly to the side salad.
Somehow, I highly doubt that. All right, champions, thank you for being here. Keep practicing your English, keep comparing the world around you, and always keep aiming for the best.
I am the defeated champion,
And I am the victorious host.
and we will see you in the next deep dive.